Welcome to New York Giants Full Access. Yo, what's going on YouTube, Instagram, Twitter, all platforms? And welcome to another segment of New York Giants Full Access with your boy, Big Pat Sports Talk. And this is just going to be my Giants thoughts. Today, on my Giants thoughts, I was thinking about Mr. Kenny Galloday. Now, we're all knowing that this past trade deadline that we didn't trade for a receiver for DJ, and we're a receiver needy team, and it came to fruition, which I thought that the price was too high for these receivers that were on the market, and I truly believe not one of them was a number one receiver. We all saw not Kenny Galloday, but Chase Claypool, Calvin Ridley, guys like that were traded for draft capital. And a lot of us wanted Jerry Jeudy. I was on board saying if you can get Jerry Jeudy for a third or fourth round pick, I would do it. But it looks like the Broncos outpriced themselves with Joe Schoen. And Joe Schoen's a very smart GM. He's not going to overpay draft compensation for a receiver that, let's be honest, I don't think any of these receivers were just going to take us over the top, just make us an elite team. It's not a Stephon Diggs, it's not a Devontae Adams, a D-Hop, anybody of that caliber that was available, and I believe that was a very smart move. But just my giant thought, what if Mr. Kenny Galloday comes back rejuvenated and makes his impact with this team through the second half of the season? He might not be available for the Houston game. They're seeing you got a week, this bye week, and then next week on Sunday, hopefully we can get him back out there on the field. If not, he will come back against his old team, Detroit. And what better way for him to make an impact on this team than going to Detroit? Let's say he starts off with a nice game, 5 catches, 70 yards, maybe a touchdown, but if not, a couple of key first downs, a back shoulder throw here and there. And then he goes and we play the Cowboys. What if he gets a 7-catch, 80-something yard game with a touchdown? And he goes forward against the football team. He gets a 100-yard game with a touchdown. What if Kenny Galloday ends the season with about 700 yards after only having 22 after the first 9 games? And he comes and beats that receiver that we need him to beat. Could Kenny G get rejuvenated and do that? Yes, I've seen it before. And his last interview, he was in very good spirits. So what if he turns into that number one receiver we want him to be? Do we restructure him the next year? Because there's no way we're going to keep him at that price tag the next year. Or do we actually find a trade partner for him after that? But the off season will be the off season. Let's talk about this season. What if that man is the driving force of our passing offense for the rest of the season? And hell, he's one of the main reasons why we get a playoff win or two. That will be one of the greatest comebacks for a receiver in a long time. Because let's be honest, we all say that he's dead in the water. He doesn't want to play for us. He doesn't want to play on the field. He can't get on the field. I gave him the nickname Can't Get Right. But what if he turns out to be a viable receiver option for this team moving forward, and Daniel Jones stats goes up, because of Kenny Galloday. And then let's talk about the offseason a little bit. He restructures his contract to where he makes less money next year and still saves us about $7 to $8 million. And then we go with Kenny Galloday, Wan'Dale Robinson, and then we draft a receiver in the first round. And then this receiving core turns from the worst in the league to one of the best. That's just a thought that I can come up with Kenny Galloday. That is the best case scenario. We all know the worst case scenario. He stays hurt or he comes back on the field and he only gets about 5 catches for the rest of the season. It can happen. But here with the Big Blue crew, we tend to think positive thoughts because when you think positive things happen. And let's be honest, he's the only receiver that has any type of clout going forward with this team. So we're actually going to need Kenny Galloday going forward in this season. And that's just the truth. Will his fan base get behind Kenny Galloday? I'm going to say no until he shows us some results on the field. But Kenny Galloday, this is your chance, brother. This is your chance to come out here and shut everybody up. Shut Big Pat Sports Talk up. Shut the Big Blue crew up. Shut New York Giants fan base down and go out there and say, I can get right. Instead of being, I can't get right. But, that was my Giants thoughts for the day. Can Kenny Galloday turn it around and have one of the greatest turnarounds in a season almost ever? We'll see. Because, believe it or not, the New York Giants are dependent on this man going forward in this season. DJ is going to have to depend on this man going forward in the season because he needs somebody out there that he can depend on. He needs somebody out there that can get those tough catches, to get those 50-50 catches. So we're going to see. But Kenny Galloday, can he build that camaraderie with Daniel Jones, and can he make this passing offense better than what it has shown so far this season? We're going to see. But that's my Giants thoughts. Thank you guys for tuning in to New York Giants Full Access with your boy Big Pat Sports Talk. Hit that like, hit that subscribe button. We're trying to get 50 memberships by the end of the month. We're at 20. Hit that big blue join button and talk your talk with Big Pat Sports Talk. And you guys let me know your Giants thoughts, because maybe I could give you a shout out on this segment. My Giants thoughts, New York Giants Full Access. And until the next Giants thoughts, peace. This is a Big Blue Crew production.